136 throws. In just the open division, that doesn't include pinch.
And if you were to double it up, let's just say that was the same.
And then consider it's the same. You're throwing, and I'm not a big baseball fan. I don't know how many throws a pitcher does.
Most pitchers, when they start getting in the 6th, 7th inning, if they're up in the 90s or 100s, they're going to pull them out and put in the relief pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
And that actually plays to some teams who have bigger rosters.
Exactly.
Keep arms fresher. You don't have as many throws on your arms, so that way you can essentially just live longer. And we got Kraken, looks like an early lead right now against Corruption. Corruption
full
down.
squad against 4.
We'll see if Corruption can get right there. Look, they're trying to bait a catch right there. They've been huge.
So with these pinch teams, you do have a lot of high-intensity throwers. We whipped up the speed gun a little bit earlier. We had players throwing in the high 60s for a little bit. And we've talked about how the adrenaline and the intensity of the game will increase the speed at least by a couple miles per hour. So when you are really cranking through and you're trying to get that win, you are going to be exerting a lot more energy. So some of these players are pushing about 70 miles an hour at the top of their game.
Oh, yeah, I believe it. I believe every team has at least one player who can throw in the 60s, mid-60s. Everyone has that power because that's what teams covet. You want that thrower. In football, you want that franchise quarterback. In dodgeball, you want a great catcher and a great thrower. You need to have at least those two. You can have all the arms in the world, but the catches are one of the biggest swinging of momentum in this game that we have, as they are really down right now. Windy City just got 2 players left. It's still early, though, so maybe they can get a comeback here. If they get a catch, it'll really go a long way for them to swing this momentum as they're just kind of going through the motions here.
Oh, almost a catch there by Mark Trippetti.
Yeah,
he just misses it.
He caught the first ball, kind of drew his eyesight away, and I believe Grant was able to just clean him up. Oh, Grant wanted it too. He dropped the ball, but it wasn't near as a smart play to keep his hands tight into his body, not reach for it.
And we have had some roster changes today. Grant is a DePaul player. Grant has played with Corruption. He played with them last round. He played with them last season. And he jumps and steps out of bounds.
His first step was out of bounds. Try to get it back in there, but an honest player.
Kraken 1, Corruption 0 in the best of 3
in our
semifinals.
All right, now let's see if Kraken can continue their momentum here and take the sweep. And Corruption's going to look to change something up. I don't know what they need to do, but they need to do something because they cannot play the same way again, or they're going to drop this match.
So they had 2 roster changes.
They switched up some players.
Switched out some players, I believe, due to injury. So Grant, who played with Shore during the open division, and Ivan, who played on your team Nemesis in the open division.
Well, he was only with us for open.
Okay, gotcha.
He already committed to Corruption for pinch because they had the 2 teams in having the Shore over here too. So kind of like a couple of players swapped places on squads to finish off the day here. As right now they're collecting the balls and looking to push up. Let's see if they can get a good out here. An out would be really good for them, and that's what they needed right there. Now they have the advantage. They can kind of relax a little bit and play to their speed. They don't want Kraken setting the pace because that's what happened in Game 1, and they lost that game. They want to see a Game 3.
Oh! And a block right into
Wesley
Paul
Peters
Hildebrand.
hit Paul Hildebrand. And that's just some court awareness. And a good throw. They made
Corruption making a great comeback. They have a full squad against 3 now, but Kraken has the burden.
Still some good players left. Let's see. I got a young gun over there on the right side. He has a swollen eye, I'm pretty sure. You can see earlier. He's got a nice,
he must have got him
a nice
in the
shiner.
Face. For those of you watching at home who don't know, any part of the body is fair game. Headshots are quite frequent.
And allowed. There is no such thing as headshots not allowed. This is elite dodgeball.
That really heightens the amount of intensity and the amount of court awareness that you need to be playing. Most sports only play with 1 ball. It's quite easy to stay focused on just the one, but here we're playing with 6.
6 balls, 12 people to keep track of. It's there's a lot going on. It's kind of in the sense of non-professional tennis of calling your own lines, calling your own outs. There's a lot of honesty. There's some plays that the refs just can't call, and it takes an honest player to be like, you know what, that did just get me, and take the honest out. As looks like Corruption pushing up the neutral zone. A quick throw by Howitzer on the far side, but it doesn't get anybody, as Kraken now looking to set and get some offense going. They got 3 players left. They got 5 players left on Corruption.
And still maintaining that majority ball. And
Ivan couldn't get it up high enough. Looked like it just grazed him in between his legs there. Now he really sold. Howitzer really selling on the pump fakes, and that keeps people honest. Sometimes you can tell someone's just pump faking just for the sake of doing it, and it doesn't fool anybody. But Howitzer really putting everything into it. He got caught there though, right there. He was caught sleeping. Couldn't get down, didn't get his legs. He got caught in no man's land. Either jump, dive, duck. Gotta do something. Don't just stand there.
I mean, that's the thing with those pinch throws, is that the way you grip it, everyone has their own preference, the way that they hold the ball, but it really adds that nice finesse onto the movement. So a player could throw and you could think it's going at your chest, and it will just drop last minute and hit you in the toes. So it's really just keeping your eye on that ball and trying to predict.
Yeah, I got to track it correctly. I see a lot of players will kind of ignore it, thinking it's going to dig short, and it just hangs a little bit longer and gets them right in the toe, because it looked off to make sure the second throw coming didn't get them. Oh, and they couldn't get that extra ball as it came rolling there. Josiah trying to put some pressure so they can come up and get this extra ball here so they have some defense. Good, that was on the ground. It was a good call. Almost got him there. He was just able to get his feet up in time as Mario crosses to the heavy stack side of Kraken. It's a game going back and forth. You get the pace. No one wants to make a mistake.
You know, there's a lot on the line. People sometimes
point standings, especially, because top 4 for each region get essentially automatic bid into playoffs for nationals. Even though all teams can go to nationals, to be seeded, you will automatically be placed, because not all teams will be placed when it comes to nationals. So as long as you were top 4 point standings within your region, you will have a bid into playoffs, and that's what teams are fighting for.
Wes Peters takes out Josiah Nadal right in the knee.
And I got a 2-on-3 right now. Got a veteran and a rookie. Let's see if they have some chemistry here to try to close this out. Now, the rookie is related to their old player, Nico, who moved on to Task Force, so maybe the fact that their family has a similar playing style, and that will help in the sense of bridging the gap of experience.
There's a nice block there by Mario.
Tony making a good aggressive push right there, making them back up, letting them know, hey, if you don't move back, I will take the shot. Winding up some pumps, like hard pumps.
And you know, even though Josiah, Isaac, and Nico, they're all brothers, they have developed a slightly similar playing style. They all have their own little special touches, which is really nice, because you really can't expect any 3 of them to play similarly. They are different heights.
Oh, what a great dodge.
Do have different forms of athleticism, so it's nice to see.
They bring something different to the table,
Absolutely.
each one of them. But at the same time, it's like they all use chicken. Here we go. It's still 2-3, and the burden's going to be on Windy City Corruption's side. As both teams here extremely tired. It's been a long day. You can see it, all of them. The body language, the deeper you go, the more it takes out. It becomes a game of will.
And patience and endurance. Like I said, these players are at very least letting off between 60 to possibly over 100 throws individually. So as a team, they are clocking in a tremendous amount.
Thousands.
it's
Maybe
insane
not
the amount of
thousands.
throws
Yeah,
that we see today.
I would say close to it. The team's got like 6, 7 rostered players. If each is throwing 150 times, you know, that's up there. I'm not going to do the math right now because I'd be wrong, but it's up there.
And, you know, it comes down to just who wants
Maybe
it
900. All right, I did the math.
Who wants it more? Who has the patience to wait this out? Because it's just a ball that goes a couple inches too far to the left or right or down, that could be an out compared to a catch. And there is money on the line. If some people don't know, we are a nonprofit organization. All money that we pay towards our dues every tournament goes back to the players after covering overhead costs.
Into the tournament.
And
yes,
into the tournament.
Yes.
So we pay for our venue, we pay for the balls, we pay for the equipment.
The medals, trophies.
Medals. And then there is a cash prize for the top 3 teams for each division. So these players aren't just playing for reputation.
Or bragging rights,
yeah.
They're
playing for
that
some
cash.
money.
For that cash green, that green money. I would say, no, it's not a significant amount. I think first place wins like maybe like 600. That's, you know, if you got 6 players, that's getting everyone gets $100. And they do show where all the money goes, and I do like that.
Completely transparent.
They're very transparent with what they're doing with their money, and that's how they have to build it. You know, they're trying to build the trust, like, for the players, by the players. And it's really nice to see as it keeps on growing and growing, you know, that this could be the next level of what Dodgeball has to offer. And there's so many great teams. I was saying earlier, there's so many teams here. We had 16 or 15 teams in Open earlier today, and I believe we had at least 12 for Pinch. So it's really nice seeing a big step of a number. We used to cap it at 10, and now we open it up to just have as many teams sign up as possible. And it's really shown that, you know, the people
Great
love the
team
sport.
throw there by Isaac and Mario taking out, I believe that's Brandon.
It looks like we got 1-on-2. Now, is it Tony time? You know, let's see if
Are we ready for the Tony Stumpo experience? I'm not sure, but I think Tony's ready to bring it.
Tony wants to bring the experience to the people here because he's live. Let's see if he can put on the show, if he can bring back and win it here for Kraken. It's a 2-on-1. This is game 2. Kraken trying to close it out right now.
Now, I will say Tony is a little bit of a latecomer to the game of professional dodgeball. He did start playing through a recreational.
No!
And
the
slides
power
out of
slide.
bounds. So like I said, Tony did start playing in a recreational league, meeting some other players
in the Michigan area.
And he's really come a long way since that, and I honestly think he's a great addition to Kraken.
Yes.
He puts everything he has into the game, and has really just developed a real good eye for his catches, and has great. I think he has a great throw speed.
His game IQ is up there too. You know, some players like myself, who don't have the best throws, gotta find other ways to make a difference on the court, and whether it be just pump fakes or being a distraction, any way to help your team get the win. This is game 3 right here, and this is the winner's bracket. So no team will go home just yet, just down to the loser's bracket. And
the series is tied.
This is the semifinals. Winner goes to the finals. And a good throw by Howitzer over there.
And a guaranteed spot in as either second or first place.
Guaranteed money. They're in the money. Right now, whoever wins is in the money. Along with whoever loses is in the money.
Very true.
Technically, they have a shot to be in the money because they can play. They're playing for the third place game.
Yes, they'll either take third or fourth.
Yes.
So there we have Kraken is down a player. We have 5-6. Corruption up in numbers with the burden.
Switching them around, advancing into the neutral zone. Some good pumps. Oh, Howitzer right there, sold out. He just ducked. He got his head down. He thought he was going to get crossed up. And Calvin was going to take the shot, but a good check by a teammate protecting him as now they collect the balls, and they're advancing one more time. Let's see if they can get an out here. And a catch happening now, a big swing now. 5 players left on Corruption, full power for Kraken. Game 3. And a catch by Mario!
And it goes right back to how it was.
And it just back. Okay, let's just flip that back, flip the script, and it's back to normal. And really aggressive right there at the pumps, just trying to keep the team honest. Don't want them to get anything easy. Even a ball rolling back, you don't want it easy.
Great throw there by Grant.
It had good movement on it, and that's what it takes. A nice curve, it dipped, and it just dropped. He set up high, and his knees on the chest, and it just dropped a little his gut.
You know, those are the throws, especially with pinch, where you get that nice curve downward. You just got to get your hands underneath.
Oh!
Great catch there.
And good. They got a cross out on Wesley, and then Howitzer with the catch, and momentum carried him out.
And how fast that we are now 6-2.
But you know what? We got Kevin Costner. Kelvin. I like Kevin Costner better. Waterworld's one of my favorite movies. Kevin Costner is oh God, I was gonna go on a cussing tirade, but I'm not. I just love the man so much. Oh, Ivan get hit.
Great throw.
Couldn't get up. He's disappointed in himself right there. As Corruption collecting the balls. They got 5 players left, but oh, he could not hold on to the block. And it's dangerous in pinch because people throw them so much faster. You're a lot more comfortable holding 2 balls because you can grip them really well. Oh! You can grip them really well, but he just threw through it. He threw through those blocks. Now it's a 4-on-1.
Kelvin is a strong, very aggressive player. He has some very
good throws,
you know, and he's able to adapt to a number of situations. So
and he could catch. And you'll always see him take that double crow hop just before he throws. That's where he gets all his power on. And he's really looking for that kill shot. You're going to see him take that double hop as he's setting up kind of in the corner. Here he comes.
He's going to go high up. There we go.
And just dug it in the ground there, as it looks like Josiah had a nice slide dodge to the right, trying to set up for the catch. And Grant, great eye, looking for that catch, but let it go. Very disciplined catcher, keeping everything nice and tight inside, not reaching. And they try to throw the changeup on him. Oh! And he reached. They got him with the off speed. Off speed. You got to be ready for the off speed. And now looks like Windy City Corruption going to the finals for pinch, and Kraken moving to the semifinals in the losers bracket will face the winner of this next match. Grand Rapids Dynasty versus Final Justice.